Okay, cool beans. So, the domain of the piecewise function. So, it looks like on this one we're graphing, finding the domain and the range. So, a piecewise function is just a function that's broken into many different pieces. In this case, this particular function has two pieces. They tell us that the domain is negative infinity to infinity. Remember your domain represents your x values. Okay, that means you can have any x values. Graph the function and determine the range. Remember the range, this represents your y values on a graph. So when you have your graph, right, you have your x and you have your y. So this is your domain. What are the x values? And then this is your range. What are the y values? Okay. So here, the function, remember, y is the same thing as f of x. When you're talking about functions, that's what y looks like. But when you're talking about equations, you keep x and you have y. But functions, it's x and f of x. And y and f of x are the same thing. It's just if you're talking about functions, use f of x. If you're talking about equations, use y. Okay, that's the only difference. All right, let's see. Okay, so we'll graph it. So what I like to do first is a t-table. And I do a t-table because I want to see my points. And I'm going to put f of x equals x plus 4. And then do a t-table. A t-table is just an easy way for you to see all of your x and y points so that you can draw the graph correctly, okay? So this first piece of our piecewise function, we're going to put the values here, and then this second piece of our piecewise function, we're going to put it here. This is going to be the graph of the line x plus 4, but only where x is less than negative 3. If I look at this graph, x is less than negative 3. That's all these values here. Okay, so it says less than negative 3. If it says less than or equal to, it would include negative 3, but it says less than negative 3, so it's all these values going this way. So let's just pick these values, okay? I'm going to pick negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8. Why did I pick those values? Because they are literally the values less than negative 3. I'm just using, I could go negative 10, I could do negative, but I'm just going to use what's on the graph because that's what we see. If we substitute, this would be negative 4. This is our x value, and I'm going to write it in a different color just so you can see where I'm substituting. Plus 4, plus 4, plus 4. You see that? I am substituting the x value, okay? The x value in here is the same x that's here. So my x is going to go here. I hope that makes sense. If not, leave me a comment and I can answer. So let's figure out what these are. So negative 4 plus 4 is going to be 0. Negative 5 plus 4. Good. Negative 6 plus 4. Negative 7 plus 4, and negative 8 plus 4. So these are all ordered pairs. This would be the point negative 4, 0, negative 5, negative 1, negative 6, negative 2, negative 7, negative 3, negative 8, negative 4. So when you do a t-table, it allows you to get all of your points. So we're just going to plot these points on the graph. So this is the graph x plus 4, and we'll do it in brown, okay? There we go. Okay. Negative 4, 0 is here. Negative 5, negative 1. Negative 6, negative 2. Negative 7, negative 3. Negative 8, negative 4. See? Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. It's less than negative 3, so it's not included. So I can't use a closed circle, but I can use an open circle just to show that it's not included. So let me get my ruler, and this is just this one piece of the entire graph. All right, so from here down. So that graph keeps going on and on that way. And it's an open circle because there's no equal sign. There's no equal sign right here. Now, on this part, there is an equal sign. So I can do a fill-in circle on that one. So all the values where x is greater than or equal to -3. Well, all the values greater than or equal to -3 are this way, right? So I have a lot of values to pick from. So I'll pick -3. Let's pick -3, 0. Let's do 2, 4, and 6. Why? Because I can pick any values that are less than or equal to -3. So I got, we're going to say -3. What did I say? 0. And then let's do 2, 4, and 6. I can do that because those values are in here. And I just want to pick enough just to give us an idea of what the graph's going to look like. So when I substitute, so this is going to be -3, 0, 2, 4, 6. I will write it in a different color so you can see that I substituted that value for x. So this x value goes in here, which is the same x value that goes in there. So -3 minus 4, that's going to be a -7. 0 minus 4, minus 4. 2 minus 4, minus 2. 4 minus 4, 0. And then 6 minus 4 is 2. So let's plot those points now. We'll plot those in purple so we see the different graph. So, again, this is -3, -7. This is 0, -4. This is 2, -2. 4, 0. And 6, 2. These are ordered pairs, okay? Ordered pairs. Let's do that in purple. So when x is -3, y is -7. So, and it's going to be a full circle because it's equal to. Then we have 0, -4. Kind of skipped that, didn't we? And then 2, -2. 4, 0. And 6, 2. Well, this is a nice graph, right? Get my ruler. It starts here, and it keeps going that way. Okay, so that keeps going this way. And it's filled in. Now notice I didn't draw anything past here, right? Because that's this piece. So it's almost like your graph goes like this, and then it jumps down to here, and then it keeps going. Okay, so this represents one piece of the function. This represents the other piece of the function. So now that we've graphed it, it says this is f of x, x minus 4, and then this is f of x, x plus 4. Okay. It says graph or determine the range. Now the range is what possible y values can you pick? That's the range. So we have to kind of see where it starts and where it finishes, right? Well, if you notice, this is going to keep going forever and ever. We don't know where it goes, but it's going to hit all these negative y values. And then this keeps going up forever and ever, and it's going to hit all these positive y values. So if you think about it, we're really going from negative infinity of the y all the way to positive infinity of the y. Because you always read graphs from left to right. So we're coming from this negative infinity, and we keep going, and we go all the way to the positive infinity. Okay. That's pretty simple, huh? So our range, which represents our y values, we're going from negative infinity to positive infinity. Cool beans? Let me know where you have questions.